So I just wanted to make a quick video on the version 62 update, which I just got last night. Installed it, did the whole restart. Initially I didn't realize that there was any major changes, so I didn't even want to do this video. But then this morning I checked and I saw a couple of things that I wanted to share. So first off, if it's a Quest 2, not too many changes. And if you're someone like me that you really don't pair this with a computer, or you don't do certain things, then a lot of the changes really aren't that big of a deal, I would say. But there are some changes, so I do want to highlight them. One change which I just noticed as I was getting ready to record, a little message came up here saying that the quick settings have changed. And you can see what that change is right here. So normally you would do this to get your menu, right? And a little menu would show up and you get to do different things. That's gone. So now it's just a quick pinch and this opens up. And if you want to recenter, you just hold it for a longer period of time. So that's a change. A couple of other little changes that they made that I've just noticed. So for example, this is the regular screen, you know, the little minimized screen, touchscreen version. But when you do the bigger version, it's not as big as it used to be. They shrunk it down, and you really gotta kind of push it out now. So not a huge change. It's just something you have to kind of get used to, I guess. So you can see version 62. This is what I got now. Happened yesterday, and what's today? Today is Wednesday the 7th, I believe, of February. I remember seeing before updating it, it said that they were going to start rolling it out the week of the 7th. So that's kind of odd that I got it so quick. I'm guessing everybody's going to have it. It doesn't seem like a lot of changes, so it's probably just something they're throwing out to everybody. Now you can find out more information, you know, on the site that tells you what the actual changes are. Most of the changes aren't, like I said, if you're not, if you don't have a Quest 3, very minimal changes. But I will show one that came up. So right now I am recording. That's why it shows that as a little red dot there. But look at that. So I can't do it right now because I'm recording, but you can go live. So that's new, at least from what I've seen, it's new. When I did try to use it, it said you can go onto Facebook, so you can stream live on Facebook. You have to have a linked Facebook account. I don't have my Facebook account actually linked to my headset. I never bothered to. By the time I got a headset, you didn't need to. Will I actually use it? Probably not. I did see in the features though that they're going to enable you to be able to go live on YouTube and like pretty much stream on YouTube. But the little caveat that I saw was that you had to be connected to a computer. I don't have this connected to a computer, so it's probably not something I can use. Not that I would go live anyway. I can barely make these videos as it is. But that is a change. New features is the microphone. The built-in microphone is supposed to work a little bit better, as well as some just general visual improvements. I haven't really seen that so far, but what I did want to check out was how it records. So usually as soon as I hit record and I put my hands in front of this menu, the image just goes absolutely bonkers, to the point where the whole environment kind of goes back and forth, and it looks like it's going to crash. It's still doing a little bit of that, but it seems to be doing it less. So there's still some distortion. You can't see it because they don't actually record that part, but within the headset it's like just visual distortion. When you do this, it's much less than it was before. Another thing was when you would open up an app while recording, the first few seconds to the first few minutes will cause some crazy distortions sometimes, to the point where it's almost unplayable. And I've made videos where I kind of just have to, push through until it fixes itself. So far, I tried 1 or 2 apps and I'm not getting that. So maybe they did improve that. Now, they did change this menu a little bit as well. Again, I think they went back to the way it was before. So if we come back here, if you recall, you had this little side menu here that you can expand. And when you expanded that menu, not only did you have the applications, but you had the Verizon homeworlds. That's gone now. Now, why have this if the only thing that you can actually have access to is the applications? Now, I really don't know. Maybe they're gonna fix that. They're gonna change it. Maybe they'll add some stuff. But it seems kind of silly that they took that out, and yet they still allow this to be expanded. Aside from that, I don't really notice any other major changes. There is one change that I did notice though. I don't know if it's gonna show up on video. So when you go into Passthrough, one of the earlier changes they did was when you click on the side to go through Passthrough, it's almost like a curtain is being pulled. So the image you're seeing slowly goes down or up depending on which direction you're going. So it changes gradually from this image to your actual space. And that was a cool feature. But there was no sound associated with it. So now I'm gonna see if it'll pick it up. I don't know if it'll actually pick it up, but when you double tap, I don't know if you could hear that. It's just a chime. It's a simple chime. But again, I don't know if it's actually going to record that in this recording. But it's I don't understand why they would put it. I guess it's a cool little feature to have, so you have an auditory response to doing that as along with the visual. But I noticed that was something new. Now what I want to do right now is I want to test the built-in microphone. I want to see how different it is, because right now I'm using an external microphone. I had to do that because the internal microphone is absolute garbage. It always was garbage. Not to mention that it makes it really difficult to kind of adjust the volume of my voice in relation to the game that I'm playing. So when you have it all recorded together, you can't really do that. I'm sure there's some kind of software, program that you can use that does that. I don't have access to any of that. So the simple solution is to have external audio for my voice so that I can play with the different volumes and make it kind of work a little better. Still struggle with this setup though, because it's either too sensitive or not sensitive enough. It is what it is. But I want to test the internal microphone. To do that, I actually have to stop the recording. That's what I have to do. I have to stop the recording and then restart the recording and actually enable the microphone. I'm going to stop the recording right now. It's going to feel like a second to you guys. And then I'm going to start again and use the internal microphone. And we can see what kind of difference it makes. Okay, testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now I'm recording again with the internal microphone on. Hopefully it's actually working. Now I'm speaking exactly the same volume as I was before. I'm trying not to deviate in any way. I don't want to talk any louder or lower because I do want to compare. But I am also recording using my external mic. That way I can kind of put it in different spots and kind of so we can compare. So right now I am speaking and recording using the internal microphone of the Quest 2 headset. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Now this is the audio from the external microphone that I use. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. So hopefully we can see what the difference is there. Now I think in a setting like this, where there's not a lot of background noise, a lot of in-game noise, I probably could just use the internal microphone because I don't have to worry about the additional background noise drowning me out. But I think if I'm playing in a game, that's probably still not going to work. Now, I do believe that the microphone is probably going to be better for if I ever do start playing like multiplayer games where I need to communicate with someone in game. That's probably what it would be used for. I've never done that. I don't know if I ever will. I would like to, but I really don't know how that whole dynamic is going to work. But yeah, you be the judge. Tell me which audio sounds better. Now, of course, to really put it to the test, I would have to jump into a game with background noises. Testing 1 2 3 4 5. Testing 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so let's test that out. I'm just going to jump into Beat Saber because there's music there, and we'll see. We'll compare and contrast the audio, see if it's actually usable. Okay, so we're in Beat Saber. Let's lower this down. See, unfortunately, lowering the volume down in my own earphones does not actually change the volume that's being recorded. Now, unless they can actually set that up, then we'll always have problems with that. So in other videos, you'll hear me say, let me just lower this down a little bit, and it doesn't actually change what you guys are hearing because it doesn't change that volume. It only changes the volume of the audio that I hear. Right now, I am, again, trying to talk as normal as possible, normal volume. I have the volume of the game itself low so that I'm not actually screaming over it. This is currently with the microphone that I'm using as an external microphone. So in a second I'm going to stop the recording so that I can start again and use the internal microphone. Okay, so now what you should be hearing is the audio from the built-in microphone, along with the music from the actual app. So you tell me, is it usable? Again, I'm talking at the same volume as I was before. So is it any better? Is it any worse? Is it usable? Is the volume of the music in the background too loud for my voice? If it is, then that microphone is not usable in games like this. I would actually have to turn off music altogether in every single app I play or game I play. I won't know until I edit this video. There may not even be any audio because maybe the microphone glitched out. That's an issue that I've had in the past as well. The internal microphone will just stop working and it won't record anything. But we'll find out later on. So for now, let's exit this right now. Now I do want to test one more thing before I end this recording. So let's see. So now we're back to just our hands. Got my hands and I got a controller in one hand. Alright, they still haven't done that. See, it highlights the other controller automatically. So in the past, they were saying that they were going to set it up so that you can have just one controller, and it would recognize that you had one controller, but you could also have your hand. So it would pretty much do like a split controller and just your hand. They still haven't done that. Another thing they still have not done is the pinching to move. That has not happened. Still, I don't think they're ever going to do it. Now let's check and see if they included another home environment. Nope. So there was a third home environment that they had mentioned that they were going to put in, and it was supposed to come in with the previous update. Unfortunately, it did not. Anything in experimental? Nothing's added to experimental. Accessibility. No change there. Physical space. Yeah, I don't see anything here. Nope. Oh, that's the same. Now they did mention in the previous update about some kind of function where you can actually be able to measure things in your own like space, like in your own room. So you go through Passthrough and you can actually like measure stuff. So if you, let's say you wanted to buy a couch, you can take that couch as a virtual image, supposedly, and put it in your space so that it would actually be the correct size. So you can kind of get a virtual image of what it will be like in real life. It would work with an app that you would have to download. So I didn't even bother with that. But I don't know if it actually works. I still think it's more of a Quest 3 function anyway, because with Quest 2, when you do Passthrough, it's all black and white. So it's and the visuals are not always very accurate. So honestly, I think from this point on, these updates really are not going to affect Quest 2 so much as Quest 3. I think they're going to focus more on Quest 3 updates, and Quest 2 will just get silly little cosmetic changes. It seems is what we're going to get. But yeah, that's all I got for you today so far. If I see any additional changes, or if anything gets updated after the fact, if it's worth it, I'll make another video. Otherwise, I think this is all I got for you. And I just noticed another change. Before we go, you're not going to see this, but so right about here is the little icon that lets me know I'm recording. In the past, it was a cross. Now it's a red dot. So it's just a round, it's a circle, that's it. How much of an improvement is that? It seems silly. It seems like they make these little changes just so they can say, yeah, we did an update. At this point, I don't expect much anyway. As I said, this headset is probably going to get phased out real quick. They're going to stop making games for it. The same way they eventually stopped producing games for Quest 1. That's what's going to happen with Quest 2. Quest 3 will be the main one. Eventually they'll come out with a Quest 4, and it'll go on in that fashion. Now, as long as they don't do it right away, give us some time, I'll be happy. Because again, I'm not going to get Quest 3 anytime soon. That's what I got for you. So if you enjoyed this video, found it informative, found it useful in some way, hit the like button. If you want to see more, subscribe. Leave comments, because this is still a learning process for me. I'm trying different things. I'm trying to improve overall. Some of the things I'm going to try are going to fail. Absolutely. Some of these videos are going to be hot garbage. And if it is, let me know. Tell me why it's hot garbage, actually. That way I know never do that again. Specifically that one thing or two things. And then the stuff that you liked, let me know. Tell me, oh yeah, I liked how you did this, or that's what was entertaining. That way I can continue to do so, because I do want to make this something that can offer value to someone else. Otherwise, it is just an expensive hobby that really won't be doing anything for anyone other than myself. And in that case, let's be honest, there's no reason for me to continue. So yeah, feedback would be great, positive or negative. I would really appreciate it. So hopefully you did enjoy this, and with any luck, I will see you in the next video. And until then, take care.